Hello, hello. Welcome to my space, or welcome back. I hope you are doing well. So, I opened a few cards and we are talking about your tribe. So, are we talking about your family? Are we talking about your community? Are we talking about your group of friends? I don't know. We will get more information with the tarot. But there is a lot of backfiring energy here. We have in the second place the plans that is in reverse. So it kind of feels that there was here some kind of willingness to hurt you in some kind of way. And what comes to me here, it is that what they thought about you or what they wanted to provoke in you, it is some kind of jealousy, some kind of envy. The envy here, it is in the driving energy. So this is kind of telling me that you might not be a person operating from jealousy. So there might be a few explanations. First of all, you might simply not compare yourself to others, right? You might feel some kind of jealousy, but when you feel jealousy, you are reflecting on yourself and you understand that it means something about some kind of insecurity of you, right? Yeah, there is here something about they thinking that they could create some kind of jealousy inside of you, right? There is here empathy in reverse. So, did you realize that you are not dealing with people who are empathetic? Did you decide to stop being empathetic with them because you understood here that there was truly a plan in order to put you in an uncomfortable emotional state? Kind of feels like that. And in the fifth place, the shift, the change, operated when you understood here that people were trying to mindfuck with you, right? So the plans in reverse, the trick in reverse, kind of truly feels to me here. At the end of the day, I kind of feel that when people are trying to provoke jealousy inside of you, it is coming from their own jealousy and their own insecurity, right? Anyway, it's a nasty energy, right? With the empathy here in reverse, I also feel that you might be somebody extremely empathetic, and here it was truly for you to understand that your empathy might not always be the vibe from where you are supposed to operate, right? Because at the end of the day, we are talking here about frenemies, right? With the tribe, as said, I don't truly know who we are talking about, but it kind of feels that we are talking about your first circle. So, I love to see the plans in reverse, right? In the second position, there is a backfiring. Whatever they planned, it didn't work. The envy that they were trying to create into you didn't work, right? With this empathy, I'm curious to see if we are talking about them not being empathetic, which is kind of obvious for me, right? Somebody trying to trick you, somebody who is operating from a place of jealousy or wanting to awaken jealousy into you. They are seeing you as a competitor, right? They are seeing you as an enemy. You are not from the same team, right? Even though they might pretend that they are. Or if we are talking about family, if it's a parent or a sibling, they don't even need to pretend. It kind of comes without saying that usually, when I want to say usually, but I know that it's so often not the case. It's sad to say, right? Because, when it's your family, you are supposed to work together, support one another. This is supposed to be your safe space. But I cannot say usually because sadly, too often it's not the case, right? So anyway, we will get a little bit deeper into all of that, get a little bit more information here. I feel like using this beautiful deck here. So just a reminder, this is a collective reading, which means that it's a group reading, which means that it might be for you, it might be partly for you, and it might not be for you. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't take on yourself a story that is not yours. You are already supposed to know who I'm talking about here, right? If I'm talking about masculines or feminines, I'm not especially talking about the gender. I'm talking about the energy from where someone is operating. So apply it however it applies to the situation, other people in your life. And this reading can be past, present, or future. So let's see if we are getting here with the tribe some precise information about who we are talking about. If it's family, usually I'm getting a clear information, but sometimes I don't get it simply because we have different stories, right? I kind of feel that a lot of people of the collective, we might be going through the same thing, but the screenplay is different, right? We have the Queen of Swords here that jumped out of the deck. Wait, I think that I will put the cards more here. Okay, so listen, apparently you know who I'm talking about. This Queen of Swords here tells me that you have clarity about who I'm talking about. Can you see all the cards? You can. Okay, let's see. Tell me about the tribe. What should the collective be aware of regarding this tribe? Temperance in reverse. Listen, you know who I'm talking about, and if you don't, it is someone that when you are with them, when you are leaving them, even maybe when you are with them, but very often when we are in the energies of those kind of people, we are not in touch with our energy, especially. It is someone here who makes you feel agitated. There is here something with the temperance in reverse, creating some kind of agitation. You might also feel that with this person there is kind of a double standard. Maybe they are always counting on you to be available to them, but you might feel uncomfortable to bother them. This is what I'm getting here. Can you tell me anything more here about the tribe? Did a card turn here? No. The Five of Cups. Okay, this is grief. This is sadness. Listen, the phrase that is coming to me right now. Look. The phrase that is coming to me right now, and it was in the comments yesterday, but I already talked about this phrase also. It is, people that think that they are in depression, but in fact, take them out of their environment and they are absolutely not in depression. They are just in a depressive state because they are dealing with people that are very unsafe, that are treating them badly, that are gaslighting them, manipulating them, people who are expecting a lot but not giving anything, and I kind of feel here with this Five of Cups that the Queen of Swords is telling me that you have clarity about who I'm talking about, right? But we have here more information. With the Five of Cups here in this card, we have here somebody who is out of their home. So I kind of feel that we are talking about people or someone with who you are supposed to feel at home with, right? So it might even be a spouse. But at the end of the day, you always feel rejected, you feel in the cold, you don't have the support, they are not helping you balance your life. At the opposite, they might even create issues that don't exist. Okay. Tell me here, please, about the plans in reverse. Ooh, manipulation. Oh. Ay, 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 ay. The Magician in reverse, manipulation, and we know the manipulation, we have the smear campaign card here, right? Yeah, so listen. Once again, we are talking about people who wanted to keep you in a very, very weak place. Very weak place. I'm wondering if the smear campaign started because the plans didn't work, or if the smear campaign was the plans. This is what I wonder. Let's see if I can get a little bit more information here. With the Magician in reverse, we are talking about manipulation, right? And what I also feel here, it is that we are talking about maybe someone who could see that you have a lot of talents, a lot of abilities, that you have some kind of soul mission, and they wanted to block it. Maybe by making you doubt of yourself, maybe in trying to force you into this depressive state. Let's see here. Tell me regarding the Knight of Swords, the smear campaign. The Five of Cups once again. Okay, the Star. Yes, listen, I kind of feel that the smear campaign started the moment that you started to question if the issues that you are dealing with, and we might be talking about emotional issues, right? If it is related to them or if it is truly related to you. This is what I feel here. We have the Five of Cups. This is being in a very, very dark place, right? This is the Five of Cups once again. This is truly being in a place you might even have been thinking about taking yourself out, if you understand what I mean. Being truly in this very, very dark energy, feeling confused, feeling abandoned. And then we have the Star. So you took yourself out of this place. So this is why I kind of feel that we are talking here about an environment that, in fact, they were acting from a place of jealousy because they could see in you something that they felt threatened about. Might be talking about a sibling. I wouldn't be surprised that it is a sibling, but at the end of the day, it can also be a parent. Very often when we are talking about jealousy, I see more a mother than a father for some kind of reason. The card of jealousy, for me, it is the Queen of Wands in reverse. This is the jealousy. So this is why for me it's more a mother being jealous of their child more than a father. Even though, it might be both, but in general. So yeah, it kind of feels that they succeeded to put you in this very dark energy, right? That maybe you wanted to shift to another world, let's say this way. But we have the Star here. So you healed. In this darkness, somehow you found yourself. And this is when the smear campaign has started. I truly feel here that anyway there was here a plan to keep you down. But in this case, maybe the cards will say something afterwards, right? Because very often I kind of feel that there is some kind of money motivation. But here I truly feel that we are talking about jealousy. We are talking about simply jealousy. I want to say simply, right? Because it's such a tribal feeling, right? Is there anything you want to tell me about these plans in reverse? Okay, oh yeah, listen. They are very, very stressed out because you are stable. So, the plan itself of the smear campaign did not work. So it might have worked for some time, right? But right now, when you are seeing this, the plan didn't work and it is stressing them out. It is stressing them out. We have once again the Six of Swords here. In reverse, they cannot go towards calm water. They have to face what they have said about you because we have here the Four of Wands. So you are stable. And the fact that you are stable, it is putting down their plans, because their plans was to paint you as somebody incapable, knowing very well how many abilities you had, right? They knew. They knew. So we are truly talking about someone very, very karmic, and they needed you truly to be in this depressed energy for the smear campaign to work. And it didn't. The Four of Wands, stability. So you are stable. And this is causing a lot of stress. I kind of feel that you are stable because you understood that the lack of stability that you had in your life, the stress that was in your life, the depressive state that you might have felt into was related to them, right? They were creating a situation here, and I kind of feel at the moment that you realize that you healed. We saw the star, right? The star is acting in alignment. We might also be talking about a connection that you have with your spirituality, with your higher self, with the highest. It's going towards your wish fulfillment, and I kind of feel that it's leaving them behind, right? Because you kind of understood that you were dealing with an environment that was driven by envy, jealousy, lack of empathy, manipulation. Look, that the trick here is touching the Knight of Swords in reverse. The Knight of Swords in reverse, as said, for me, it is the smear campaign. It is making up stories about you, lying, manipulation, and it comes next to the Magician in reverse, manipulation. So it kind of feels that they might even be exposed, like, because we have the Six of Wands here in reverse. They cannot go towards calmer waters. They are stuck in the situation that they have created. And I kind of feel that there is even proof. I'm looking at this Four of Wands with the stability here. Yes, I think that we are talking about your stability because you are very clear-minded about who they are, but we might even be talking here about some kind of proof, right? That they had here a plan to block you. Let's see here. The envy in reverse. Tell me. Yeah, listen. Oh, they have tried. They have tried and they have tried, right? We have the Knight of Wands here in reverse. They did too much. They did much too much. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, listen. They might be... we are talking here, right, about somebody who's a manipulator, right? Making up lies, telling stories, truly coming as if their narrative is truth, right? But they are not very good at what they are doing. They did a very, very sloppy job. And this card of the Eight of Pentacles coming next to the Four of Wands, when with this Four of Wands, what I felt was that there was proof. This is telling me even more that there is proof. And the reason why, because we have the Knight of Wands in reverse here. This is somebody who's acting from a very fiery karmic energy, very agitated. They are acting without care about, they are reckless, right? So they don't pay attention to the consequences of their actions because they are reckless. Reckless is the right word. There is here something about, when I see the Knight of Wands in reverse, it might sound weird, right? But stay with me. We are talking here about somebody who enjoys conflict, right? And what I mean by that, because we might think who would enjoy conflict, but when we are dealing here with somebody who is in inner agitation, right? They feel at home when other people are agitated. Because think about it, right? Somebody is very, very agitated, but outside it's very peaceful, right? So their agitation is in a closed in something closed, right? It's all into them, and they are feeling their agitation very, very deeply. But when all around everything is agitated, so they feel less their own agitation. I hope that it makes sense. I hope that it makes sense. Okay. It's interesting because it's written on the envy card, I will seek to undermine your success as a means of elevating my own standing, right? This is what's written on the card. Okay. Let's see, anything more here about the envy? The King of Wands. Huh. Yeah, listen. They played a very childish game with someone who is a leader, right? With this King of Wands here, we are talking about someone courageous, somebody strong. I kind of feel that you might have not even realized how strong you truly are, how driven you truly are, right? But you are. You are extremely driven, because taking yourself out of this Five of Cups energy, right? Dealing here with the smear campaign, with the manipulation, with the lack of balance that was created inside of you, you bringing yourself to a place of stability, of being able to see the truth, because those people that are truly working on your emotional self and on your mind, it's all about creating confusion, right? The confusion creates an energetical agitation inside of you, and so you are not balanced. And this is what they were trying to do, for you to be unable to move forward with your life. They wanted you to be in a downward spiral. So you might not see yourself as this very strong person because you have been in this depressive state, but at the end of the day, it's not what you are going through, it is how you are taking yourself out of situations, right? So here, I am invited to tell you, please observe how strong you are. It is not about the experiences that you are going through. It is how you are operating, how you are taking yourself out of those situations. And here you are listening to me, which means that you are still here, while I truly feel that we had here people who wanted you to be totally stuck in a very, very dark energy, right? Very, very karmic. Very, very karmic. I kind of also feel, that they were trying to create inside of you a feeling that might not exist. Talking about envy and jealousy, and it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist into you at all, but certainly not with them. Okay. Let's see here the empathy in reverse. This is in the place of stability. So your stability came the moment that you realized, very interesting, we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. This is a conditional connection, right? This is somebody who will be nice to you when they need something. They will just call you when they need something. They might sometimes feel that you are starting to see them for who they are, and so they will do something out of character just to confuse you about who they truly are. But here, truly, we are talking about lack of empathy. We have the Six of Pentacles. It's kind of the same energy, right? This is truly somebody very, very conditional. They are unfair. See that on the card here. You see we have the scale of justice. We have a person that's very, very unfair. Okay, is there anything else that you want to tell me about this empathy here? In reverse, did you see how the card turned? The Six of Cups in reverse. Yeah, listen, you move forward. You moved forward. Listen, I kind of truly feel, look at the card, you will understand why I truly feel that, right? We might be talking about a sibling. We might truly be talking about a sibling. We might be talking also about an all-time friend, right? It might also be. But I kind of feel here that at the end of the day, we don't have this kindness here, right? You might have been tolerant. If it's a sibling, you might have been tolerant towards them. Because there is some kind of special connection, right, with the sibling. There is something you know them since always. You might have gone through some kind of things. They might have had a bigger emotional impact on you. It might also be that because it's a sibling, you were trying to explain everything that they were doing through the lens of love, when if a sibling is jealous about you, the lens of love that you put in order to understand why they were doing what they were doing was a little bit confusing you, right? So yeah, listen, I kind of feel that they did something that it put an ending to you thinking that they might be doing things out of maybe love, but also being, how can I say that? Not very delicate, right? I kind of feel that you understood that no, there is no love, there is no empathy, there is nothing there. There is none. There is none. There is somebody who sees you as a threat. Somebody who, the phrase that's coming to me, they love to hate you, right? So they don't have to hate themselves. You know, this is jealousy. It's loving to hate someone so you don't have to hate yourself. Kind of feel that this is what there is here. Okay. Let's see. I will see if there is anything more here coming with the empathy, even though the cards here are so clear. They might have felt threatened by your fire, you know, your fiery energy. Four of Pentacles in reverse, letting go. Yeah, you had to let go here. Can you see? Yes, you can. Yeah, you had to let go. I kind of feel here, you know, that we might be also talking about someone who needed you to admire them in some kind of way, right? Because there is this element of envy and jealousy. And you did not. I kind of feel that we are talking here about someone that wanted you to be dependent on them. And in order to be dependent on them, they needed to break you in some kind of way. Because you appear here to be someone. I will tell you something that if it is a sibling, it might immediately bring some kind of clarity to you, right? When you were a child, you woke up, you were in a good mood or a neutral mood. They were in a bad mood. They were in a bad mood. They were waking up since always in bad mood. So you might have been kind of defensive with them, right? Because I kind of feel that if we are talking about a sibling, we are talking about a long time hate. But at the same time, you might have heard from your parent, no, but it's your sibling, it's their way of showing you love, like when somebody is bullying you and bullying you at school and parents are saying, no, but they're bullying you because they like you, Like, it's so toxic. It's so toxic. So, let's see here the trick in reverse. Yeah, listen, they are very, very stressed out. They are stressed out because their little manipulation, their little tricks, their plan did not work. I don't know what's going on today, but it kind of feels here that cards are turning and they are not. Okay, so listen, the Four of Swords here in reverse. They are very agitated because there is some kind of aha moment, right? Kind of feel here that you have regained your power, you have moved forward. With the Ace of Wands, we might be talking about a message that came out. For me, the Ace of Wands, it is truly the aha moment. Suddenly people understanding something, right? Okay, let's see if I can get a little bit more information here. So they are stressed out, right? But the main reason why they are stressed out, it is because they lost control over you, which at the end of the day, they never had truly control over you. So at a certain moment, they might have succeeded to put you in a very, very dark energy, right? But everything since the beginning was about keep you down, keep you weak. This was the intention all the time. Trying to break a King of Wands, trying maybe to convince you. They were attacking you all the time. Maybe if we are not talking about a sibling, if we are not talking about a parent, if we are talking about a relationship, a friendship, something like that, in the beginning, maybe, they have love bomb you. But the moment that they felt that emotionally they had some kind of bond with you, that you were emotionally bonded with them, they started to do whatever they did. They started to try to dominate you. Tell me here, the Ace of Wands. Yeah, you see we have the Two of Swords in reverse. Okay, so the truth that came out here, it is the reason why you needed to let go. We have the Two of Swords here in reverse. Maybe why you are not saying anything, right? The Seven of Wands in reverse. So, they might have said that you are not in touch with them, for example, because you are depressed, right? Because you are lacking balance. When it's not true, right? We know that the reason why you let go, it is because they were obsessively trying to put you in a depressive state. We started here with the Queen of Swords. This is truly, once again, the black sheep of the family, right? The black swan. The black swan. Yeah. You're a beautiful swan and they want people to see you as a black swan. Yeah. Okay, let's go here to closure. let's go to closure. Tell me here, what should the collective know about all of this? The Chariot. The Ace of Swords. Yeah, it's exactly that. You move forward, right? The Chariot. You took back the reins of your life and you move forward, and this is the lie. This is the confusion that they have created. And this is what is coming out now. The reason why. With the Ace of Swords in reverse, we might also be talking about stalking, gang stalking, trying to maintain some kind of control over you this way. It might also be. Tell me here. Closure. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. What appears at the end of the day, right? It is that they were dependent on you. So we might be talking financially, there is here something. We might be talking, there is here a lack of comfort and a lack of independence and a lack of abundance. Inability to manifest something, right? So it kind of feels here. You know, if we are talking about the stalking, gang stalking, hacking, all those kind of things here, they were searching for a way to create some kind of discomfort and block your abundance. Force you into depending on them in some kind of way. But with the Chariot here, right, you move forward. You move forward, guided by the highest, guided by your higher self. You are not looking there anymore. It's over. They are operating in another dimension here, right? Okay. Is there anything more here? Yeah, they cannot defend themselves anymore. People know that you had to heal from them. Yeah, look. Yeah, they cannot defend themselves anymore. Again, the Nine of Swords here. They are totally stressed out because there is full ending here. Full ending. So we might be talking about you, and we might be talking you towards them, and we might be talking about other people here, right? Yeah, they are totally stuck. They are totally stuck because the truth is out. Yeah, and now they are carrying the burden because you are seen as a beautiful human being. A beautiful human being. The Queen of Wands, independent. Look at the cat. Very magnetic. Yeah, people were very confused about you. Very, very confused about you. But I kind of feel that now there is some kind of proof showing clearly who you are. Ace of Pentacles. There might be some kind of manifestation that came your way or something. With the Ace of Pentacles, we are talking, when we had the Four of Wands here, I was feeling a proof, a concrete proof of something. This, once again, it's bringing me again to this element of proof. Yeah, look, we have the Empress here. Yeah, they were trying to put you in an alignment. The Star in reverse, the Justice in reverse. Being very unfair because they couldn't handle to see you win. They couldn't handle to see you win. Listen, this person or other people might try to come towards you now, right? We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. They might be dealing with karma. The Two of Cups in reverse. They might want to tell you that now they understand what's going on. They have taken distance from this person, right? And they might want to bring here a white flag towards you, right? It might be. So anyway, I will leave it here. I hope that it was insightful, maybe even healing. I'll see you in the comments. Have a beautiful day, afternoon, evening, whenever you are watching this. Until very, very soon. Bye.